Right, hello and welcome back, people. Today we got the San Pebbles, starring Steve McQueen. Yes, the one and only Steve McQueen. A real good actor, man. Although he comes around as a bit of a selfish man sometimes. He likes to demand things for what he wants, like he wants more money, he wants better food, he wants to do this part in the acting, the film should be this way. Tends to make me think he should be a bit of a director. But the way he portrays his actor as an actor and the person that he's trying to be actor for, pretend, he's pretty good. He gets a nice, strong, bold appearance. He knows what he's doing. But anyway, San Pebbles is back to USS San Pablo. It's a little gunboat and a crew, about a handful of crew. Basically, they're in China and they're sort of patrolling the river between the communists and the Chinese warlords, who are sort of fighting backwards and forwards. This is like 1926, I think it is, based on. And basically, they're trying to sort of keep the peace, as it were, whilst not trying to ruin what they got going for the Americans, as in sort of treaty-wise, and trying not to push the civilians and the army too far and cause a war itself. But the way it goes is they come back and forth on and off the shore in their sort of little area, and they go into the buildings, the harbour, restock sort of stuff they need. Of course, they always have a little fight along the way because they get a little bit too into drinking, and they get a little too excited. Anyway, they have to try and rescue one of the girls' wives, sort of thing, from the place, and it all goes terribly wrong. Like they do in all films, because you've got to make some kind of thing out of it. Really exciting, actually, because the build-up to it is very good suspense. And the public, I believe, the Chinese public, sort of swarm the boat, swarm the crew when they're trying to get back with the wife and all the other people. And of course, they got to try and fight back the Chinese people and the public, and it really gets quite nasty. It really gets quite hitting, shooting, and all this sort of thing. And they really... something in my eye. Yeah, it's a really nicely done film. It's very simple. I love films back in when these sort of ones are made back in the 70s, 60s, 50s, because it uses proper props, real locations, and proper sceneries, and proper uniforms. It's none of that CGI. Really, they use proper explosives, they use proper things, and I really love it. And we've sort of lost the way to do it these days. Everything is green screen and crappy acting. You can look on the internet, these people in places, and see these poor skills they use. It's like a little bit pretend to jump on a bit of string or something, or they pretend to do something, and everything's just green screen behind them. That's the way we've gone these days. But I like the purity of the film. The way it's very raw, and it shows you quite a lot. Because the music also is very good, and it's quite exciting as well. And and on this one I've got a special edition one as well. It's a Studios Classics from 20th Century Fox, and this is number 17 of the collection. I got a couple of these, so I'll show you some more later on. But no, it's also got a load of special features, and it's got a couple of star cast in it as well. One star cast is Richard Attenborough, who stars as Frenchie in this film, which is quite nice. Yeah, so Steve McQueen stars as Jake Holman, and of course this film, as always, it got nominated for 8 Academy Awards back in 1966. 8! That is incredible. You know it's a good film when it gets 8 Academy Awards. Nominated for 8 Academy Awards. How many did it win? Well, it's nominated for 8 Academy Awards, 1966, Best Actor, Actor in a Supporting Role, which is Richard Attenborough, I suppose, Art Direction, which is, in brackets, got colour, Cinematography, Film Editing, Music, Best Picture, and Sound, which is a crazy amount of stuff. So, yes, this film's in colour. It's a very nice film, a very nice coloured film. It's not, it's got that sort of nice, sort of vintage sort of feel to it, and there's that sort of the whites, the greens, the yellows, the browns. They all look very nice. It's a very typical 1960s. Best quality picture back in the day, of course. But now we got something else. So nowadays it's a bit more clear, a bit more brighter, isn't it? But here's a very nice bit of picture. Quality is very nice as well because they sort of remastered it a bit to get onto the nicer sort of boxes of Studio Classics. And it's a real classic in its own right, so it's a really exciting film. But yeah, this film basically really revolves around Steve McQueen's character, because he's the main character. It does have little side stories of a couple of the members in the crew, which is quite nice. They don't just totally ignore them for back actors and actresses. They actually do have a story for them, which is nice, and it does need that. It makes it a bit more wide open, a bit more attracting to the more market. It gives you more of an idea of what's actually happening. So yeah, a very nice film overall, and it's a very nice looking case, which I'm going to go show you now. So let's pop on to the other side, just behind you there. Well, yeah, behind you, because you're watching me this way, so the camera facing that way now, like usual. Anyway, the San Pablo Studio Classics, nominated for 8 Academy Awards in 1966. A Robert Wise production, Steve McQueen, Richard Attenborough, Richard Crenna, and Candice Bergen. Very nice case, actually. Let's try and get in a picture a bit more. Very nice. I like the way they designed it. It's got sort of like the page of a book, as it were, like a poster here. And you got sort of a nice sort of new background of a character in the background, and sort of the buildings as well back in China. Yeah, so nice case. On the back it's very one colour, as it were, very brown, very dull, very dark. The inside, very well, it shows you basically all the other films you could possibly get at the classics of Studio Classics, which I don't tend to have many of, so I'm not going to go into them too much. It's maybe sort of ones you might want yourself. Get a little closer look. I like the way they try to show you off more of the other films they got in the collection, which is nice. There's not actually an empty case in it, it's actually something in there. Again, the disc is a bit on the bland side. You got Steve McQueen there, and you get basically nothing for it. You just get a brown disc with the sand pebbles and a bit of shadow behind it. Not the most exciting thing for a Studio Classics. Thought it might be a bit better. Anyway, let's take a little peek at the back. So, just about read it. The San Pebbles tells many stories. It is the story of China, a slumbering giant that roots itself to the cities of its people, to the cries of its people, and of the Americans who were caught in its bloody awakening. It is the story of Frenchie, Richard Attenborough, a crewman of the USS San Pablo who kidnaps the Chinese bride from the auction block. Most of all, it is the story of Jake Holman, Steve McQueen, a sailor who has given up trying to make peace with anything, including himself. Nominated for 8 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Actress for Steve McQueen, the San Pebbles blends explosive action with stern drama and romance. And when I told you about the Academy Awards earlier, is a little bit there. So special features. A little bit difficult to see actually on that background. It's audio commentary by director Robert Wise with Candice Bergen and Mako. I don't know who Mako is. Theatrical trailer and 3 radio spots. 2 radio commentaries. Kangsha Bond and the streets of Taipei. A ship called San Pablo, which is the USS San Pablo, the little gunboat that's in the film. I've not watched the special features myself, but I haven't got really around to it really. I just watched the film and then I moved on to the next one when I was watching it really. So I try to watch 2-3 films in a row rather than try and watch, you know, special features sometimes. Yeah, looks like it's a good film, a very nice film, a very nice case, bit bland on the back. I like what they got on the inside here. All about Eve, the big trail, Boston Stranger, Young Lions, Undefeated, some of the other Studio Classics are in, you can get, which are written in the bottom here. I think it's 100. Anyway, but the disc needs, could have been better. I like the white piece of paper on the front. It's very nice on the side. The spine looks very nice. It's very could have done without the faded part on there, the shadow at the background. But the text is quite nice. The colour is nice. It gives you that sort of real feel to it, the authentic sort of real original poster, as it were, with a bit more of a modern twist to it. Not very any studio classics, a bit updated, in case trying to be updated. But generally, overall, it's not too bad. Okay, so yeah, let's go finish back on the other side. So anyway, yes, the San Pebbles, very amazing film, very nice, clear film. It's very nice storyline, very nice cinematography, very nice music. It works very well. The editing is very nice as well. It's very smooth, very simple. There's nothing too jerky about it. It doesn't go from one plot to another randomly like you get in films these days. The case could be done a little bit nicer on the back and on the disc on the inside, which I showed you and talked about a second ago. But generally, it's a very nice film, and I do recommend you watch this one. It is one for you to watch and add to the collection. Especially when you start getting them and you've got number 17, you really got to try and carry on. So I got a few others back here, and I'm going to show you later on. Anyway, put this down, and I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.